All right, fourth graders, welcome to your last and final unit this year on economics. So our next slides, the unit is set up as all of our other units with standards to be covered, other standards, and your goals and outcomes, which you'll also find each week listed on your activities. Driving question, or I guess in this case we should say questions. What impact does the state of Wisconsin have globally, and what is the impact of economics in your life today? So those are our big driving questions for this unit. Your writing masterpiece is definitely one that you haven't done yet this year. Kind of going to need to put on your creative hat for this, but you'll be creating a board game. You will create a board game that involves economics. This video will be sure to get you excited about that. Your board game needs to include a few things from this unit. So you'll think of economics. Monopoly is actually a great example because you earn money, passing go, you're buying properties, you're selling properties, and so that has to do with economics in general. And if you're feeling like, oh, I don't know what economics is, you will surely be the expert by the time you finish this unit. You can get as creative as you like with this, and I highly recommend jumping to the end of the unit to check out the rubric. So vocabulary, natural resources, division of labor, human resources, goods and services, advertising, supply and demand, and why don't we just add on there economics as well. Alrighty, so then right after that slide, you're going to see a supply and then a demand. So a nice visual to help kind of explain what that is. You'll see the question up here, answer, and then the gesture. And it leads you to your week 1 instructions. This week you'll be looking at the concept of supply and demand. So we're going to kick that off with the brainpop.com, social studies, economics, and then you'll look for this video, supply and demand, and watch that video. And actually you can kind of pick the activities you want to do for follow-up. Explore what looks fun to you. Watch this video on Waukesha Discovery Education. You're looking for the one that's got this bus here and it says resources and choices, and it's about 8 minutes. Read through this passage, and then in your own words on a Google Doc titled Supply and Demand, write up just a short paragraph, so 5 or 6 sentences, on the meaning of supply, and then a short paragraph on the meaning of demand, and kind of what you took away, your takeaways. Kicking off our week 1 literacy connection, we're not going to quite dive into that big masterpiece of our game board until week 2. So this week is a little bit of work around the concept of opportunity cost. And you'll be looking at that further in e-session as well. So there are the steps here. You'll click here and watch a short video on opportunity cost. In the next 2 slides, you're going to see the opportunity cost activity, and you'll answer the questions, except don't worry about 4 or 5. We will talk about those in e-session, or Mr. Demers will do that in e-session. Use the template to guide you in highlighting a choice and the opportunity cost. You can draw a picture, you can write it down, and then share that in your to be graded folder. And then there's this choices doc and this practice grid. And so these 3, 4, 5, and 6 kind of go together. I'm going to kind of click that for you so you can see that. So choices doc is just some easy reading about opportunity cost and what it is. And then there's this model that people follow whenever they're making a decision. And it's called the PACED model, P-A-C-E-D. So you'll kind of read through that, and it will make sense kind of as you're going in, as you dive a little bit more into it and you understand what opportunity cost means. There's a practice grid that you'll fill in plus and minuses, and then the family decision doc. And so you'll kind of have to do with your learning coach together. And then this will all be part of that as well. So you'll understand like your choice and then what an opportunity cost is. And your week 1 math connection based on supply and demand. So think about this. You're in the cereal aisle of a grocery store. You go and grab a box of Froot Loops. but you realize that they're all out. You see the label where they normally are, and you notice that they're on sale for $1.79. You look at the surrounding labels, and all the other cereals are over $2. You realize that the Froot Loops are all gone because customers are buying them, they're getting a good deal. You will do what's the price. And so you don't have to read it here, it's kind of small. You'll be able to open that up on this Google Doc. Make a copy, and then you can add your answers and thinking underneath the problems. You can just put like number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Type the sentence, so like the price will, you'll either put increase or decrease, and then finish it with your because. And that's it. That takes you to week 2. So lots to do for kickoff week and our new unit. Any questions? Just let your teacher know.